Thank you. All right, we are recording. So we are ready to hear from our guest speaker tonight. Tonight we have Kristen Walters, and many of you know her from social media and being on stage at GTC and all the different things that she's involved in. I'm telling you, she loves so big. The very first time I met her, as many of you probably have met her and felt the same way, that when you meet Kristen, you feel like you've been besties for life. She has just a light about her. When she walks into a room, it lights up. Her positivity is infectious, and her passion for Arbonne is absolutely contagious. She's an empty nester now with her amazing hubby that we all love and follow on social media as well. And she's got two thriving grown children. What happened with that? Those were babies at one time, right?
Right.
But it's crazy how fast time goes. We've all raised kids in this business. We've gone through all kinds of different seasons. And so what makes us all connected at the heart, whether we're part of the same team or not, we're all one big Arbonne family. And so guys, let's give it up and let's hear from Kristen Walters. She's in the house. Love you, Kristen.
I know. It's so fun to see all your faces. Maddie, Molly, Moto, Kelly, Mickey, Molly, all of you guys gathering tonight. And I'm like, what is today? It's Wednesday. Are you guys coming off the Cyber Monday and Tuesday high? I don't know about you, but I woke up this morning and I'm like, was that all real? Seriously? I can't even imagine what Carlita's Success Line sold. I hope she would tell us sometime. I love that kind of stuff. I like to know what's possible in this business. And I will tell you, I know when I woke up on Monday morning, or actually we didn't really go to bed, right? Because we knew that we had to stay up if we were going to get this product on a Sunday night. So I know it's been a whirlwind. And so thanks for tuning in tonight. And you guys, thank you for asking me to speak, Tammy. I'm so glad it worked out. It just so happens that I'm home. You guys, Scott and I'm going to take you back a little bit on our story so you understand where I'm coming from and when I share my heart. Because so 12 years ago, my husband worked in retail and was the senior vice president with Macy's he was with them for 28 years. So he started when he was 17 and he worked his way through college. And he kept getting promoted. And as he got promoted, there was more stress. They'd give us more money. They'd move us. We'd buy a bigger house. Then he'd get more stress. He'd buy a bigger house. We'd move again. And it just kept going and going. And you guys, November 21st, 2006, he woke up in the middle of the night and he was in his mid-30s. Okay, so young. And was not feeling well and basically said, you need to rush me to the hospital. Something is seriously wrong with me. It's my shoulder. And I'm thinking, my shoulder? What do you mean? We can go to the doctor tomorrow for that. He's like, no, I've never felt like this before in my life. And I'm telling you, hospital right now. So I rushed him to the ER and basically they came back out and they told me that he had a massive heart attack, which was known as a widow's maker, and that it was a left-sided heart attack and that I needed to go in and say my goodbyes. They would try to do a triple heart bypass, but they're not sure that it would work. And so he went under for 5 hours, an open heart surgery, and had a triple heart bypass that saved his life. And you guys, I just remember my mom and dad were there and it was 2 days before Thanksgiving. And I kept thinking, why am I here? I just moved from California where I knew everybody. I didn't have any contacts. I mean, I'd met some people out and about. Okay. And I love people. So I had some people that I knew, but I didn't really have people that knew me. And I remember saying, okay, Lord, why am I here? This is the work. I don't have any support here. And you guys, I remember coming out when he came out of surgery and he woke up and he's like, what happened to me? And I told him and he was like, okay, we got to figure something out. Right away, he went in that mode of he's the caretaker. And you guys had never really worked. I had jobs and I made a little bit here and there, but I didn't have a career. I didn't come as a CPA or a doctor or a lawyer, Carlita, Nick, nurse and all that. I didn't have that. He was the main income earner. And so we had no plan B. So fast forward, he goes back to work 8 weeks later because he's a corporate guy and they told us we're not he gets paid for 8 weeks, but after that, we're not going to have our paycheck. And, we have kids and all of that stuff. We needed our paycheck. So he went back to work and that first day back, he told me, you know what, we've got to figure something out. And so I was like, okay, what do you mean? And he's like, I don't know, but I want to make sure if something happens to me again, that you and the kids are taken care of. We have life insurance, but it's not going to last. So you guys, I literally met my sponsor at Walmart And that was in March. So he went back to work, and that was November. He went back to work in January. In March, I met Molly. And Molly was an area manager at the time. And now she's a 4-wide MVP, almost 5-wide. And she did not tell me about Arbonne. And I want to share my story with you because I feel like it's so many learning lessons for me when I share Arbonne or when I don't share Arbonne and when I should share Arbonne. You guys, we were desperately every single night praying for something that I could do. And I never knew something like this existed. Like I literally had friends that did every kind of business, and I hosted every kind of party for them. And they maybe made a couple $100s a month, but I never knew that something like this really existed. And so when Molly shared with me, you guys, what was possible, and you guys, she painted the picture big, but I also think she didn't really see it that big then. And I'll be honest with you, and she'll tell you that, like, I was kind of the Arbonne angel that came into her life and helped her see a bigger picture for this. Cause I was like, this is it. Like, I'm doing this. And when I saw what you could do with this business and this company, I was like, this is it. And I'm closing my back door, and I'm going to go full in, all the way in, and I'm going to make a decision, and I'm going to have a decided heart. And that was me from day one. And you guys, as we know, most people are not like that from day one, right? They have doubt. They listen to the naysayers. All those things creep in. I don't know if I can do it, and all of that. And for me, like, I just knew people went before me, and I would read the stories. And you guys know, like, you guys have proof now. You see these awesome millennials, like, you know, Lindsay, like, they're coming in and they're just killing it, and they're starting their businesses. And they really, what I love is that they don't have a lot of hesitations. And so what is your hesitation? Because if you're not where you want to be right now, there is something that's holding you back. And I know for me, you guys, I couldn't focus on the hesitations. I mean, I could be really real with you. Like, I have a lot of things that I need to work on. Like, I'm in a health and wellness company, and I have a lot of weight to lose. And damn it, the weight won't come off. And I try every single month, and I do my best, and I ride my bike, and I go out there, and guess who was one of the ones that started the whole healthy living program? Molly and I. You guys, that's not by mistake. God gives you this business to make a change in your life. And when you're real with people, and when you're honest with people, people will follow you. Did I know that I could be a top income earner and I could help other people? You better believe it. And so when I led, you guys, I led with my heart. And I led with a decision that, you know what, this is what I'm going to do, and this is where I'm going to be. And I'll tell you that I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to be with you the whole way. How many of you have grabbed and linked arms with other people and said that to them? Like, I'm here for you. I'm going here, and I'm not going to hold you back. Because you guys, this is what I figured. If I was going to stay here, everybody else was going to stay here that I sponsored. And that wasn't fair. Because you guys, as I started to peel away the onion of people's stories and get to know people, and I would sit with people, and back then we didn't have what we have now. I remember when Facebook came alive, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And I remember, you guys, it's so funny. My upline was like, get off Facebook. She would tell me, get off Facebook. And I was like, no, I'm not getting off Facebook. Facebook is going to be my avenue, because I know, you guys, I moved 6 cities and 3 states growing this business in the last 11 years. I didn't know when I started in Reno and when I met Molly, I didn't know anybody. Like I said, I just lived there for 6 months. So my excuse could have been like, I didn't know a lot of people, right? I also could have said, well, I've got, you know, I'm going to do the program, and I'm going to lose weight, and then I'm going to then I'm going to see. You guys, when people say they're going to see, they can't wait to see what this business is going to get on a call. This is not going to go anywhere. Oh, somebody's talking. Hold on. Maybe we need to mute people out. Tammy, you got that? Okay. And so you guys, for me, it wasn't a matter of see, it was a matter of do. Like, I had to be in activity, and I had to get busy from the get-go. And I remember this time 10 years ago, I was a brand new district manager, and it was Christmas time. And I told everybody, I'm going to have that Mercedes by my birthday. My birthday's December 2nd, so in a couple days. And you guys, literally, people were like, did you? And I didn't get it by then, but I told everybody I was going to get it, because I was like, that was my goal. And I worked till November 30th. Like, you guys, right now, it's the 28th. We have 3 full days. And I say full because literally the 28th, you can just get going and work 3 or 4 hours tonight and stay up and do what you need to do. I worked this business like my husband's life depended on it. And it wasn't a thing that I just thought, oh, can I fit it in here? Or I'm not going to do I did something every day, 7 days a week for my business, because I knew that this was going to save his life. And so you guys, I take you back 10 years ago, I was a brand new district manager, and I don't know how many of you have just started and you're thinking about going district this month. Do you know, in the 11 years that I've been with Arbonne, I have never, ever seen this, what we just had. Free shipping for those 2 days, which is amazing. A brand new, amazing product. Like, how many of you, Apple is like your favorite now? Like, how are we going to even right? Moto 23 is like, yes, he's giving me a shout out, right? You guys, how are we even going to live without that? And we still have it for sale. How have we not sold out? I'm like, we got to sell out. Just like GTC, we got to sell out, you guys. When you see the sellout, that's excitement, that's energy, and people want a part of that, right? So here we are, and I'm thinking, it's November, and I'm a brand new district, and I'm gonna go area, and I'm gonna work this business. And you guys, I remember I had like, literally, I think I woke up the last day of the month, and I was like 8,000 away from finishing my goal. And I had a team of like 3 consultants at that time. And I literally spent that day not showering, putting my head down and doing it. And because you guys have been given, we've been given everything, not just you, all of us have been given everything this month. We have free signups for 3 more days, you guys. Who can you call today? I'm all about, you know what, there's the action that goes behind your decision is so important, because you can sit here over and over and say, I've decided, but if you're not doing the activity with it, it's never going to come to fruition. So who are you going to be able to call tonight? And you guys, I know for me, one of my aces that's on my team now, I met her at a demo 10 years ago in November. She started on my business. And I want to share a story with you because I think this could help you in some way or shape or form. But I was a district manager acting like an ENVP, okay? Because I look back and I think, oh my gosh, like I was crazy. So she came to my demo this night. It was a Sunday night, and I was going to launch her friend. And so her friend called me on the way to my house because she was living in an apartment. She said, I don't really have enough space. And so I said, okay, do your launch at my house. So she comes over on November 28th, and she calls me on the way over, and I'm launching her, remember? And she says to me, oh, I don't have anybody that's coming. I didn't really call anybody. And I was like, okay, really? I go, you told me about that one friend. Her name's Evelyn. I remember. And she was like, oh yeah. And I go, call her right now and tell her to come to my house. Give her my address. So she called her and said, this lady's crazy, but she's going to be mad. She like show up because, so my friend came in, Evelyn Bennett, who's now a national vice president, soon to be executive national vice president. She came in her sweats, no makeup on, and literally had her arms crossed and sat in my living room. And we shared Arbonne and we talked and this and that. And that night when she was leaving, she didn't buy anything. She was not interested. You guys we've all been there, right? Don't you know the ones that are sitting there that are like putting their nose up? That was her. And so she started to walk out of my house, and I was like, that girl's going to be my first national vice president. God gives me visions all the time. And I will tell you, there is not a coincidence. That is God speaking to you. And I remember him like, this is your friend. This is going to be your best friend right here. And she's going to be your nation. And any of you that have been around long enough to know, you know what I'm talking about. That feeling you get, Tammy, you know it. That feeling you're like, oh, this person, like I love her or I love him. Like I want to do life with this person. And so that was her. And even though she was a total sass and she was like, whatever on this whole idea of Arbonne, but I grabbed her hand. I said to her, hey, I want to talk to you. And she was getting ready to leave. And she was like, yeah. And I said, listen, I want to share something with you. I said, would you meet me tomorrow morning at 6:30 at Starbucks? And she was like, oh, you know what? I'm leaving for Thanksgiving. And I mean, I could do it after like I get back. And so how many of you would have been like, okay, great. Like, thank you. That'll be awesome. We'll be in touch. I grabbed her hand and I said, I go, I need to talk to you tomorrow morning. And she was like, okay. And I go, check your email tonight. I'll send you the address of where we're going to meet. And you guys, my husband was working retail at the time. So he had just had that heart attack. He was still in that same job because we needed that. And literally I got up at 6:30 in the morning and I dragged my daughter out of bed. And I think I gave her a latte or whatever. I bribed her and I brought her to this appointment with me. And that is the day that Evelyn Bennett started. And I will tell you guys, 10 years later, she has an amazing organization with 10 vice presidents. She's going to be one of her VPs is going to be going into qual. Like actually, she already went into qual. We haven't announced it yet, but she's going into qual for nation, and she has an amazing organization. But not only that, you guys, the lifetime friendships, her babies, she went through 5 years of infertility, and her babies are my God babies now. And she had twins. And I think back to that day, you guys, it was this day, it was November 28th, 10 years ago, when you guys, she could have walked out of there and never even known about Arbonne if I didn't believe that I could help her. So let me ask you, do you believe that you can help people with this business? Because you guys know Arbonne works, right? Like, you know it works. You know these products work. We can't live without them. We're all obsessed, right? We know that this business model works, right? But do you know that you can actually help somebody? You guys, that's the key. You could sit here all day and ask people their top tip. And like when I go to GTC, people are always like, oh, what's your top tip? And I always just go, be you. Like, come to this company. We need you how you are. You guys, we need you how you are, because you're going to bring so much that we don't have to the top leadership. And the best part about this is I love it, because it's not like, with Arbonne, we don't have to like ask John DeVete, our new CEO, like, hey, can Kelly Jo go like be a national vice president? I don't know where you live, Kelly, but like, can she be a national vice president? Right? Kelly Jo, Melissa's like, yeah, Kelly Jo, like, we don't have to call our CEO and be like, she wants to do, can we bring her in and can we pay her $25,000 a month plus, there's that plus past it. You guys, that's no joke. Where could an average girl like me go and do this? Because I'm no different than you, and neither is Tammy, and neither is her leadership team. We see this in you guys way before you guys see it. And it is your job. We always say borrow our belief, but I'm going to challenge you on that. You need to be borrowing your own belief, because right now, you guys, you have everything laid out in front of you. Like, there is I'm hoping that every single one of you just had your biggest month ever, like last month. And then you're going to, right? Krista Hughes is like, yes, you're seeing, because this is the thing. He gave us all of the stuff, right? He laid it out for us. Free this, free that. Here you go. Here you go. What are you going to do with it? And you better believe it. We are just getting started. And I know, you guys, that when I'm going to read something for you when I close here, and I think I have a couple more minutes and I could go on, and I think I have 28:47. When do we start? So I'm good. Okay. So I think back, you guys, to all the life lessons in the journey the last 10 years. And I think, okay, where are you going to be in 10 years from now? Like, how old are your kids going to be? Think about this. Where are you going to be in 10 years? How old are your kids going to be? How old are your grandkids going to be? Oh my gosh, I'm hoping I have grandkids by then. You guys, I think back to when I started and our kids were 8 and 10. I want you to know that people are like, well, of course you can do the business like how you do your business, because Scott cooks all day for you and takes care of you. And I don't have that. No, life did not look like how it looks now and what you guys see on social media. It did not look like that. Yesterday, when my husband, like in the morning, said, okay, go get dressed, and I want to take you somewhere for a surprise. And it's hard to surprise me because I figure out stuff. And so when he said, I'm going to take you for a surprise, and then he took me to, and I know that's probably like no big deal for a lot of you, but for me, like on a Tuesday, for my husband to be home during the holidays when 10 years before he almost died, like, this is big for me. To be able to like sit here and look at this Christmas tree that I have in my living room right now and know that he helped me decorate it and he was around is big for me. Like, I know we always say it's the big things, but it's like these little things that I saw that I just kept seeing in my vision. And every time somebody would tell me no, or somebody would quit, let me tell you, when I went regional vice president, like 6 months, I went regional vice president. And then I was like, people quit. Like, literally, you guys, I called my ENVP and I got on the phone and I was like, people quit this business because I went so fast. And so most people stuck with me for that like 5-6 months. And then after, I was like, where's my team? And you guys, that to me is like, that's when it shows up. Like, your belief has to be so strong, because there's going to be people in your organization that you think are going to be at the finish line with you, and they're not. And you have to be okay with that. But I knew that God was going to put the right people in my life. And I knew that that was going to happen. And so, you guys, as we go into this holiday and into the next 5 weeks till the end of the year, how you close November is how you're going to start December. How you close December is how you are going to kick off the new year. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a lot of girl crushes, but one girl I really like is that Rachel Hollis. And the other day, literally no joke, she messaged me on Instagram. It's like, Rachel Hollis, it shows like a little message, like sent you a message. So I opened it up and I was like, is this really? So like, I didn't doubt that it was her, but I opened it up and she's like, hey, so she sent me her new book that's coming. And she knows I'm in Arbonne, and I've been telling her how excited we are to hear from her. And so she sent me a message and she goes, hey, I want to send you something else. I was like, oh my gosh. And then she takes a selfie of herself and she says, life proof. And I was like, what does that even mean? So I'm asking some of these younger girls on my team. They're like, no, it's like really her. It's not her publicist or whatever. And so I was telling her, I said, as we go into this next year and everything that we're going to do, and she's going to be at our conference, are you registered for GTC? And not only that, are you bringing people with you? Because you guys, until that happens, like, That's great if you're registered, but you better sign up somebody and bring people with you and tell people right now, what do you have to lose? Like, seriously, it's free. You get rad product. You can get skincare and nutrition and for free, right? You can get the registration for free. And on top of that, you can throw in some fizz in there. So you have that, and you can register on a payment plan and we have 2 days to do this, by the way. So every single one of you, I want you to have that vision that you're going to have a team full of girls and guys in your room at GTC. The other thing I want you to think about is, are you going to walk the stage? Are you going to be the one? Are you going to have people with you to walk the stage? You guys know our trip's going to be announced. So like 48 hours, I had a little poll on Instagram and I was like, where do you guys think we're going? And everybody was giving their ideas, and they just told us yesterday. And I can tell you right now, you guys, these are the trips that grow your vision like no other. If you have a spouse and they are not believers in this, you are in that trip and you come. You bring them to see it. You see the culture, you come. So you've got the trip, you've got free signups, you've got GTC to sign up. You have everything sitting in front of you. I want to leave you guys with something that has been probably one of my favorite little quotes, and I'm going to read it from you. And it says, beginning today, I will create a new future by creating a new me. No longer will I dwell in a pit of despair, moaning over squandered time and lost opportunity. I can do nothing about the past. My future is immediate. I will grasp it in both hands and carry it with running feet. And when I'm faced with a choice of doing nothing or doing something, I will always choose to act. I seize this moment. I choose now. I'm a person of action. I'm energetic. I want you guys to say that to yourself. I'm energetic. I move quickly, knowing that laziness is a sin. I will create a habit of lively behavior. I will walk with a spring in my step and a smile on my face. The lifeblood rushing through my veins is urging me upward and forward into activity and accomplishment. You guys, that's how I feel every day with this. It's so true. It's urging me upward. It's giving me that energy. Wealth and prosperity hide from the sluggard, but rich rewards come to the person who moves quickly. I am a person of action. I inspire others with my activity. I am a leader. Leading is doing. To lead, I must move forward. Many people move out of the way for a person on the run. Others are caught up in his wake. My activity will create a wave of success for the people who follow. My activity will be consistent. This will instill confidence in my leadership. And as a leader, I have the ability to encourage, inspire others to their greatness. It is true, an army of sheep led by a lion would defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. So I am a person of action. I can make a decision and I can make it now. A person who moves neither left nor right is destined for mediocrity. When faced with a decision, many people say they're waiting for God. But I understand in most cases, God is waiting for me. He's given me a healthy mind to gather and sort information and the courage to come to the conclusion. I'm not a quivering dog and indecisive and fearful. My constitution is strong and my pathway is clear. Successful people make their decisions quick and change their minds slowly. Failure makes their decisions slowly and change their minds quickly. My decisions come quickly and they always lead to victory. I'm a person of action. I'm daring. I'm courageous. I fear no longer. It has no place in my life. It's been far too long. Fear has outweighed my desire to make things better for my family. Never again. I have exposed fear as a vapor, an imposter who has never had any power over me in the first place. I do not fear opinion. I don't gossip, or I don't enjoy the idle chatter of monkeys, for all are the same to me. I do not fear failure, for in my life, failure is a myth. Failure only exists for the person who quits. I do not quit. I'm courageous. I'm a leader. I seize the moment and I choose now. You are courageous. You are a leader. You seize this moment and you choose now. You guys, thank you so much for having me. And I hope something touched you tonight to move forward. And I can't wait to see all that you do. And thank you, Carlita and Tammy, and all of you for trusting me and entrusting me with your team tonight. I'm forever blessed by you, Carlita. You've changed my life in so many ways. So gratitude abound, and I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Kristen Walters, we love you. We love you. Everybody, fill up the chats. Give out some love to Kristen as she gets to read those and gets to get her cup filled up by each and every one of you that really took away something from her tonight. I feel like we've been to a revival. An awakening, an awakening, and we are ready, an urban awakening, and we are ready to become unstoppable. And guys, I just want to kind of send you off into closing your month of November with these words. There is nothing that can stop a decided heart. So if each and every one of you have a decided heart of what you are planning to accomplish by the last day of the month, in just a few more days, nothing can stop you. I love you guys. You all have a wonderful rest of your week, and let's close strong. Thank you, Kristen.
Woo, thank you.
Woo, woo, have fun. I'm sweating.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys. Love you. Bye, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Oh, I
Love you guys.
Such nice things. I have to sit here and